All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Thomas's CB7?
Yeah.
CB7 Accord. The suspension is getting completely overhauled. We're doing some custom work because other stuff is, they don't make them for this or whatever. I don't know. We're fixing the fitment. We're also installing BC Racing coilovers. Welcome to Pibb Boys.
Nice and tight. Not bad for French rock. Even with no roll, that's pretty dang good.
All right, we're picking up in the middle of the process because I got here late. So okay. You want to show the people?
Yeah, so we just put on, this is some OEM spec upper control arms.
Compared to?
In the past, I was running the OEM control arms with a aftermarket staggered ball joints. This allows for more camber, but also you can see this is really thick. And so my suspension arm was up at this really strange angle, and I didn't have a lot of travel because this arm would hit the top inside of the fender. See that mark in there? Oh, that's super incriminating.
Oh, just the round, like the square.
That is a shiny, yeah.
Right there, yeah.
That's really incriminating. Okay, but yeah. So that would hit, as well as with the amount of camber I have in the front knuckle would hit my coilovers on quick bumps because the bushings would squish. Boom.
Oh yeah. What's up guys, this is Editing Ben here, kind of switching styles a little bit with some more voiceovers on this video because there's a lot of technical stuff that we end up doing, and we didn't get a whole lot of actually explanation clips while we were working on it. In any case, what you're going to see here is Thomas is lifting up and like preloading the upper control arm there with the breaker bar and a jack so as to tension it, and then he's going to start smacking it with the hammer here like you can see to break it loose, and you'll see in a second it's going to drop down.
You know you did it right if your ears are ringing.
As always, gotta have our Mr. Pibb for refreshments here. Anyways, in the next clip, what you're gonna see, Thomas is just removing a bolt from the bottom end here to get a little more wiggle room and clearance. You see the arm is sagging down now. Gives him the room up here to remove the upper control arm. We'd already removed the nuts on top, so it just came right out. Alright, so what you're gonna see next here is something we did off camera, but we ended up putting washers here and here. Here's a little diagram from Thomas that shows where we put them. So what this does is makes the tire camber in more under compression. Because we're pulling camber out for the fitment, it actually made the tire closer to clipping the fender, so we needed it to tip in a little bit under compression. Alright guys, so that is both of the front upper control arms in. Thomas is reattaching the ball joint right now. What's next?
Next we are gonna start grinding the rear lower control arms to make sure they can fit in the pockets.
I'll show you guys what he's talking about right now. Alright, so this is, what year Accord is this from?
That is for a 2020.
2020 Accord.
Whatever that gen that is.
The aftermarket, like adjustable one of these that Megan Racing makes was back ordered for like a year. So yeah, minimum a year. And so, but it's just a straight adjustable arm like this, so Thomas went and found one that was comparable. The only issue right now is these guys are too wide, so we're gonna grind them down just a bit. It's only by a couple of millimeters, and we got plenty of material to take off there. So that should do the case. And that's gonna go in here. This is the rear lower control arms. The reason that we're doing this is
we're basically trying to pull in the track width on the car, and so it works out because this link on a 2020 Accord is like roughly 350 millimeters long. We can stretch this out to around 360 or 370 The stock link is 400 millimeters. So that means we're going to be pulling our track width in by about 30 to 40 millimeters. We'll see how that looks. And everything else under there is already fully adjustable, so we can just pull everything in to compensate.
All right. Do you want to show off your microphone there?
Oh. Yeah, you know, I just, the new Blue Yeti.
Scorch marks in the driveway, bro.
Don't tell Mom.
Just as a quick overview for you guys, we ended up cutting down 5 millimeters off each side on one end because the slot where it fits into the body is 40 millimeters and it was 50 millimeters when we started. So again, 5 millimeters off each side. And on the other end where it mounts to the actual like hub arm and everything, we just took off a little bit just to make a little more room for a washer with the nut back there. You'll see in just a moment here. Oh well.
Oh well, the inboard side fits in here.
It's in good.
The outboard side.
Right there.
Like
I mean, we was just grinding it down so you could get more threads.
Oh yeah.
Alright, that's enough flickering. My trusty angle grinder did a good job today. And lucky for Thomas, I know how to use it as well, because somebody can't cut in a straight line.
Whoa, whoa. I'm still learning, Oh!
Alright, we're going to probably pick this up tomorrow, do the coilovers, finish up, get it dialed.
1 week later.
Okay guys, this is actually the next weekend. Stuff kind of went crazy, but we are back at it again. So check it out. I got some new camber arms for the back. They have a cool bend in them, I'll show you in a sec. As well as some 1-inch wheel spacers. They're bolt-on, adapter style. And look at this.
Okay, so by now I'm sure you guys are wondering what he's talking about with the new camber arm. Here's a little diagram showing the existing one that was there, and the little star is where it's contacting under compression. And then the blue arm is the existing aftermarket toe arm that we already had in there. And so what we end up doing, here's a diagram of what's on the car right now, is we replaced the camber arm with one that has a bend in it, and that allows it to compress a lot further before it actually contacts. And then here as well is the arm that you saw us modifying to fit in the previous clips, the red one.
So the new camber arm, unshortened. We're gonna be alright. So I'm gonna trim the camber arms just a little bit so we can have a little bit of travel, so we can fine tune the alignment. And then we're gonna roll the fenders in both the front and the rear. And don't worry, it's staying like this. So check out that adjustment range on the new arms. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off probably about 1/2 inch on either side, and then same here and here. Do not do this, by the way. Don't put that in. Bro. Oh, there we go. Bang. All right, new day, new energy, but same vibe. So today we're going to be putting on the new BC Racing Coilovers. I have them custom spec'd with a 12K spring rate in the front and a 6K spring rate in the back. Switching out from these function form type 1 coilovers. They're kind of Frankenstein together. I was running a 14K 12K, which was not ideal, but it worked for the time being. These BC BR extreme lows have adjustable damping, which I'm super stoked for, and they also have these little brake line mounts. So easy as that. Just got the preload and ride height set. Preloaded the driver's side front 4 millimeters more than the passenger side, and the driver's rear 2 millimeters more. Looking pretty dang good. I'm gonna go ahead and increase the camber in the back just by a little bit. We have a bunch of toe in there. I'll pull out a little bit, and a lot of toe out here, which is stable, so like I'd be safe, but I'm gonna have to put some miles on it before I get in alignment, so I want to try and get it as good as possible.
All right. Hi, Thomas.
Hey Ben. Hey Pibb Crib.
Let me flip this around. So it's about a week later. We didn't really get any finished B-roll on the car. I wasn't even there for the second half of it. You got an alignment, and the car is dialed. Tell us about the finished thing.
Yeah, so we're on the BC Racing Extreme Low Coilovers. We're actually completely bottomed out in the back, but I think it worked out. You can see the fitment's pretty tight. It's actually a little bit higher than it was before this whole suspension flip. The damping, we're right in the middle in the rear, and then one click harder in the front, and feels super great. I'm a pretty safe driver and all that, but the suspension feels very great on the Toge. It's a lot less bouncy because it's the damping matches a spring rate now. So the function forms, they did well. They go super low, but after like 5 years, it was just time for an upgrade.
So let's get a look at that fitment here in the back. It is like super flush in there, but it's rolled in there, so it clears really good.
Yeah, and it cleared without the roll, but I wanted to roll it a little bit for a little peace of mind.
Sure.
Because I still have rubber bushings in the back, a little bit of flex, and if I get a slightly different spec of tire, I don't want to have to worry about that.
Right, and then the front, it's like a little bit of poke. Can you like compress it a little bit?
Oh,
you can watch
with
the
my
way
body.
that it cambers in under compression, so it all ends up tucking in there. Really good.
Yeah, and part of that's through the washer mod, which angles the upper control arm at a little bit of a steeper angle. So as it compresses, it starts to camber in really fast. So we completely clear. Haven't had any rubbing yet. Well, no audible rubbing, and hit some pretty steep driveways so far. So I'm actually curious to see if the pulling out like 4 degrees of camber changes my gas mileage.